All right, so the stream seems to be working well. It's 6 p.m. here in the East Coast of the US. I am Junior, Robson Jr. from Lehigh University College of Education, and this is another work session live streaming from my studies in the doctoral program of teaching, learning, and technology. Uh, I'm gonna resume what my last session that has also been broadcasted, and the difference now is that we have more students in our development group. So I welcome the 5 students from the technical entrepreneurship, the TE capstone course from this spring. And just to give a friendly reminder, it doesn't matter if you guys are watching live now or if you watch like the recorded version of this work session. Take notes of your questions, prepare lots of like questions and whatever you want to talk about, developing Unity interface, or something that you may be doing, and then I might know how to help because I have been hitting my head against the wall like for almost a year now, and then that's why I'm being able to develop something that is like functional. So the objective of this the work session stream is just to get us people with the same interest together, exchange info, and study and learning together in a more efficient and productive way. Excuse me. So I'm going to show you guys the list of goals I have. Probably I won't be able to reach them all, but I'll do my best. So I need to improve the outline of the indicator sprites. It's at like I made them 5 pixels, but it's when you're in the gameplay, you cannot see them very well. So I'm going to increase to 8 pixels maybe. And then I'll be developing a whole new feature, which is I need to include geographical hints on the badge panel. So the badge panel starts initially with nothing. I'm going to show you guys here. And to help the students find like their next objective, these 9 question mark panels, they are the placeholders for receiving the badges of the locations they find. For instance, this one here, there is a green price tag. We see on the horizon a light blue moon, and also like on the corner of the screen you see these icons moving around as I drag the mouse. So each of them are an indicator of a location of interest in this map. So the students need to receive more instruction and more hints, geographical hints, so they can find them following these cardinal hints and reference points and things like that. So I'll be adding these system here today. But before I do that, I'm going to finish replicating the current version of the panel. So something that I already did was create the 4 sub panels. So we have the left panel, the right panel with the buttons, the central panel that is not showing here yet, that shows the picture hints, and the bottom panel with the textual hints and the badges and some visual elements. Let me see here. I have, after improved, I'm sorry, after improved the panel to the current version, I deleted them all, and I'm copying and duplicating them and working individually. Like, let me see here. So currently, I don't know, like if you're new to Unity, you can see that this is the hierarchy where, like just like Windows Explorer or Finder in a Mac, you have the folders and everything or every other folder that is underneath. But these are not folders actually. These are game objects that compose and create the entire game. On the other hand, here on the project folders, the assets folders, these are really folders of the raw material, all the elements, all the pictures, all the text, all the shaders, all the plugins that you used to create your game. So it's the same system here and the same mechanism here, but these ones are game objects. And then whenever you click one of these game objects, you can see what they are on the inspector panel. Mine usually stays here to the right. So, and this first checkbox means that this question panel's element, which was an empty object that I created to house all the 8 or 9 individual question panels for the specific 9 locations of the map. So here, this parent game object is activated, so it's going to be appearing in the game. However, the children, I am not activating them yet, because if I had them all active, all of them would be overlapping in the game, just like you can see now. And this is not something that we want. And then somebody can like ask, but Junior, it's because you are in the editor mode. Like I can see the scene window, and then you have all this inspector hierarchy and stuff, tabs. You are in the editor, Unity editor mode. That's why you are seeing all of them together. Actually, no. If you like activate stuff will be rendered in your game. So I just play the game and like all the 3 question panels are here. So this is not this is something that we always have to remind ourselves to take care of. The items you want to be always active, and the items that you want to have activated while you are playing. So I was preparing a notepad with the labels, the text, the rich text labels of these buttons for each panel. I guess I'm missing one, and I don't remember the code, or because I have different sizes for the fish hatchery. So I'll have to recreate it, but it's good that you guys can see how to create like different levels of text, font size in a button. Alrighty, let me just test this Dorney question canvas. So the return button's working. Oh, let me see here if the DOM is working as well. No, it's not, and there's a bug because I clicked here, the panel didn't show up, and my navigation system disappeared, which is something that I programmed before, but if the panel showed up, so it's not showing up because I am creating new panels. So what I had clicked on the map was this, from this game object structure here called canvas mini domes. So I created invisible walls around each one of the 9 locations, so I could activate the miniature of the building in the game. This is something that I had to do because I didn't know otherwise how to do it otherwise. And I hope, and I really will improve this part of the game when I have the time. If you guys happen to find out how to do it, this would be highly appreciated. All right, so I am trying to click on Dorney Park, and then I have these 4 buttons, 5 actually, Dorney walls. I am selecting all of them, and then on the inspector they are activated, but they are not showing on the map because I have put 100%, 0 alpha. Alpha is the transparent color in a RGBA palette, whatever, color palette. So if you have 0, it means it's going to be fully transparent. And if you have 100, or I'm sorry, 255, it means it's going to be showing an opaque, completely opaque text, color texture. Since I don't want to block the view of the miniatures on the map, I created this button, and then I duplicated it 4 times, and then I made them transparent. Here is the thing I want to show you guys. So all of them have this on-click function or method. I don't know the correct name of programming because I'm learning myself. But here you see one of them, there is none because I updated the game object of the game panel. They disappeared. This one is still working, the one that the bug, kind of like between parentheses, quotation mark. It's not a bug because I know what was happening, but if I wasn't aware of the entire structure of the game, like sometimes we want to edit something that another person did, and then you don't know all the selections and choices the developer did, then you get crazy because you don't know what is going on in the backbone, like in the editor. So I know here that I decided to run this method of activating and deactivating the HUD navigational canvas, which is like this compass bar, the radar, the control panel, and the indicators, on-screen indicators over the miniatures, and the off-screen indicators along the edges of the screen. So in this case, it's working because I had populated this space here, with the HUD navigational canvas, which contains all my navigational system prefabs. And then I clicked here, game object, which is one of these game objects, just like I said earlier, and I selected set active bool. Bool is a Boolean function which is going to evaluate if something is true or false. So in this case, it is true, the navigational system is true, and I want to set active or otherwise. So I click set active, but here I unclick the checkbox, which means I'm going to be making it false. So what this means then, whenever I click this one of these panels, these buttons actually, that are surrounding the Dorney miniature on the map, I am going to be running this piece of code that is already embedded. This is like I hadn't written anything for this specific action because Unity makes it easier for us to use this on-click or the event handlers. So if I click, something is going to happen, and this something usually is very common, so it's already here. So what I need to do is to fix the other thing. Like when I click the panels, the invisible buttons, my question panel didn't show up. Why? There is nothing here to be controlled by the event handler. So I want the Dorney Park question canvas, which is this one, to be set active when, or it's already set active. So I'm going to deactivate it. So it's not on the way when the person starts playing. I need to drag it here to this space. So question canvas Dorney coming to this area here. I'm going to drop, and then you can select the function you want to run in this method. So I want to activate, so it's like game object, set active bool. So currently it is false. The question panel is not being rendered on the screen. It's not showing up. And when the user or the player clicks it, I want this panel to appear on the screen. So I check the box here, and then the Boolean command is going to activate, because it's going to evaluate whether my question panel is true or false. It's going to see that it's false, and I ask him to set active. So, and I check the box, so it's going to work. I am going to run the game, and then you see that if I go to Dorney Park in the map, which is the green star, because I know I have this game all memorized because I'm creating it. If I click here, there are like 5 invisible buttons that I'm using as a like invisible DOM to activate the event I want. So I clicked, it showed up, and at the same time in the back part, the navigational system disappeared because I had prepared that. I didn't want to, like, the student will be able to move around and rotate the camera so they can analyze. They can interpret the map. And as you can see, near the miniatures of the amusement park, you have the name Dorney Park. So this game is about geographical reasoning and location. So we want students to learn and to value like how to analyze and find themselves using maps. So if now I'm going to be checking whether every element is working. So when I click, it's working. When I click return, the panel disappears. So I know the answer is Dorney Park. So I'm going to be clicking all the wrong answers to see what's happening. So I click the 4th options. So the button deactivates and gets this X visual feedback. At the same time, I click something, one of the 4 one of the 4 options. The central panel pops up because it's going to be showcasing the picture or the picture hint. At the same time, the textual hint pops up here in the bottom part. This is not being shown yet because I'm just taking care of reactivating and reconfiguring all the 9 question panels. I'm going to be populating these question panels, especially the center and the bottom panels, after I finish this first task. Another thing that happens is like the tutor, which is me in this case, is giving some motivational feedback for the student. So if they get something wrong, there's no problem at all. We learn by making mistakes and stuff. So if I try again and it's wrong, another button is deactivated, visual hint, and the tutor says something else. Something that is not working though, this picture, Bitmoji picture, should have been changed. And I need to check my code because there is a random image render generator, whatever, that I created. So whichever action the player takes, the images are updated randomly, so it gets more like responsive and interactive. So there is a bug here. I clicked in the wrong answer, High School Building 21, and the first option was deactivated. So this is a bug and I have to fix it before I duplicate this panel. The tutors, 2D tutors communication code is working because the balloon text was updated. But this is what's worrying me because I gotta check it out right now. And then, since when you click something it deactivates, I cannot click the correct answer anymore. Before I go to the code, I'm gonna reset the game. So I'm gonna play it again. And I'm gonna click on the right answer right away to see what elements are showing up, if they are showing up, and see whether I need to fix anything else. Yes, there is a bug as well. So the first button and the second button are inverted. I clicked Dorney Park, which is the correct answer, and Building 21, the second button was deactivated and gave the visual cue that it's the right answer. And the tutor said, congratulations, because I clicked on Dorney Park. So this is totally not correct, and I'll have to correct it right now. Okay, I've been there before this last month, so let me think what I'm going to be doing here. First off, I'm going to check the question canvas here. So in each canvas, we have the following structure. The first one is just the game object to house all the other game objects that compose the complete panel. But the game object, the empty game object, like the parent, I also use to plug in the script for making these functionalities to work. So we see that there is no picture showing up yet because here it's none, like a hint picture. Yeah, I'm not going to come here now because I don't want to see it. I want to check the right panel and what's going on with options 1 and options 2. 3 and 4, oops, 3 and 4 are okay, so I'm going to do this. Yeah, that's bizarre because according to the code here in the event handler, Dorney Park is button number 1, choice 1, the sprite. Here it's wrong. It's not the wrong deactivate sprite that needs to show up when I click the button. It's the correct deactivate here. Good. One last problem. So the other one is the opposite. The second button is a wrong choice. So it shouldn't be, the disable sprite shouldn't be correct deactivate. It should be wrong deactivate. All right. Another thing, maybe, I wonder if this is all the problem. So I don't want to be running and flying, so I'm leaving the panel activated so I can test faster. Okay, it didn't work. I don't know why. Oh, so it's probably a script problem. So the script I have in this panel is called Dorney Quiz Manager. It's here. It's a C# script. I'm going to double click and open it because I need to tweak the functions or whatever thing that has every action for each of these 2 buttons. if Dorney choice made 2, this happens. But 2 is wrong. So now let me see here first. Okay. Okay. I found it. So because I was lazy when I started duplicating these new individualized scripts for each question panel, can you see that here is 2 and here is 1, and then you have 3 and 4? Back in the day, it used to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. But this is such a lazy work. Oh my god, I should have done that. Okay, whatever. What happened is like I just inverted the numbers to match the function with the correct the same choice, but I didn't choose change the numbers here. So if you see here this blue highlighted thing, the variable that is being activated or called is Dorney choice C1, which is button number 1, and I am not dealing with button number 1 here. I'm dealing with button number 2. So I need to change this. And here, the same thing happened, but the reverse. I'm dealing with button number 1 now, but variable number 2, no, it's number 1. Now I think everything is going to work. All right. I saved the script. Gonna back to unit. This thing is going to load, so it's compiling the code. After it disappears, okay, this is something that I was trying to use for the presentation. And in fact, I can even delete it because I've already presented this project. Let me see if I have something else here. This is also from the past, last week, not at that far past from the present. Play. So, fish, wrong. Water plant, wrong. School, wrong. See, now it works. And this one is the correct answer. So when I click here, it's going to be deactivated. So it's going to become yellowish with the brown check mark. And the other options are going to disappear. Or they should have disappeared. I don't know if I left it like this. Oh, I know. It's because I was trying to make the code a little bit like smaller, and I just have to type deactivate these buttons when I click the first one. I don't remember if the first panels are like this though. Let me see. I'm gonna deactivate this one, and I'm activating the first one. I just wanna check whether the buttons are disappearing. This one is all bugged. Okay. Before I move on, I gotta come here and correct it. PPL, second panel, let's see. So this one is a little bit more complete, but not complete with the right pictures. I clicked here, it's wrong, and then the tutor has a reaction and I say hint time, go for it, and then there's a hint here. Take a look at the snapshot, and a picture shows up in the center panel. Something that is not happening that I'm just realizing is that the navigational system is still active in the back. So when I move the mouse, stuff is moving around, and that's disturbing. So if I click another one, another hint pops up, and if you click the correct answer, the wrong options should disappear. Okay, this is a little better than the other one. Okay, so I need to make things disappear. I am going to go back to the code. So if choice number 2 is made, which is the correct choice, I need to deactivate the other options. So choice number 1 is going to be false. Choice number 2 is going to be true. Oops. And the other 2 are going to be false as well. Saving. Running the game. Oops. Okay, I left the PPL canvas activated, but I'm just going to return, and I'm going to click on Dorney Park. If it works, I guess. They didn't disappear. Oh, I don't need. Okay, writing the code is going. It's easier here, but I can drag and drop as well. So I'm gonna be dragging and dropping instead of writing code. So we can do stuff in 2 ways in Unity. This is great. I'm gonna be using the button event handler. I don't wanna waste time taking care of these error messages because it's something that I'm redoing and it's incomplete, and then that's popping up. That's why. So I gotta deactivate this panel here. I'm gonna be working with the panel I'm working, which is Dorney Park. And I'll be coming here to the button. So when I click on button number 1, it runs choice option number 1 method. When I click in button number 1, this info icon here in the bottom panel is set active. When I click button number 1, the badge picture is activated on the badge panel in the pause menu. When I click option number 1, button number 1, I execute the the script in the pause menu manager, which is the progress update, which means every time a student clicks on the correct choice, they update their progress. So they get a badge from that location they visited, and they also get 10% increase in their total progress percentage. I'm going to show you guys afterwards. What I need to do here now is to create more handlers and deactivate the other buttons. Ooh! No, this is not correct. Wait a minute. What is in method number 1? Let me go back there. Choice number 1. Dorney choice, make interactable false. Text, congratulations. It's wrong because option 2 is the correct answer. So this comes down and congratulations goes up. Center panel is always activated because we need to give some picture feedback. Show random correct image. This thing is not working, I guess. I know why it's not working, but it's because I put it in the start method of the game here. I need to put it in the update, I guess. But I just want that to happen when the click finishes. So on mouse, no input, I don't know, input dot get mouse button up dot right, returns true during the frame the user releases the given. Okay, so it's a method. I cannot have it here. I don't know why, but I'm going to be following the structures the program gave me. So option 4. So I'm going to go down there. If option 4, this needs to happen. Yay! Oh, why? I just want this to happen once. Returns true during the frame the user releases the given bound. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a clue. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. It doesn't work. It needs something else because this is not part of the input thing. So let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can make like a thingamajig here. Input on yeah, what I want is get mouse button up. I know that. But I don't know the syntax, what to do, what thing to put here, so uh, let me see what unit found. Change get mouse up. Oh, really? Hey, you told me so. Yeah, I'm going rogue here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make this freaky red line disappear. Okay, I'll have to check the documentation or forums or whatever. It's time to ask for help. Okay, get key down. It's going to be the same thing. I just have to change to up. If okay. I have to make an if statement. So let's see if it's gonna work now. Fingers crossed. It's gonna be a if. If. So if get key down, up, get mouse. What is again? I don't remember the name of the thing that I use. Let me see here. Get mouse button up. Get mouse button up. This is not gonna exist. Why? Why? All right, so I'm gonna go again to the documentation. I don't want key down. I want mouse down. So let's see. Input get button. I want input get mouse. Input mouse. Get mouse button up. Returns true. Okay, whatever. You need to call this function from the update function. Okay, I'm there. Button values are 0 for left button, 1 for right button, and 2 for middle button. This is great information. And I'm going to take a screenshot because I need to use the middle button, the scroll button, for controlling the flying system in the desktop mode. So I'll just save it where I know I can find easily in the Slack thing. So I'm gonna put troubleshooting. Okay. Great. Coming back. So in my case, I am clicking the left click, so it's going to be if input get mouse button 0, something happens, and what is going to be happening is my method or whatever random picture is going to be shown. I don't want to debug. I can leave it there, no problem. So I just need to put show random hint image within the if statement. Yay, it's gonna work, it's gonna work. And now that I learned that, I can use other buttons like the right button to have even more information or things happening in the game. That's great. Crash course, learning by doing, even though you don't know how to do it, you know what you want to do, so go for it and find out. Let's go back to the game. I forgot what I was doing. So if question number 4, I'll have to put one of these. I'm gonna remove the debug thing because I don't want the program to be thinking when I don't need it to think. So I just need to put this. Instead of having that so many times, I'm gonna try something different. This is like my old reasoning mode. If the choice is 2, this happens. If choice is 1, the first button, this chunk of things that I'm gonna be eventually shrinking happens. If 3, this happens. If 4, this happens, including my if thing to have the random hint image function or method or whatever run. But I need this to run for 4, 3, and 1, which are the wrong answers. So I'm going to create another if block. Delete this one. And I'm going to say if Dorney choice made, so the button that I press is different than 1, no, 2. 2 is the correct answer. Yeah, there's something that I have to correct here. So if the answer, the choice is different than 2, so buttons number 1, 3, and 4, right, it's gonna run this other if statement. If the input system, which is the mouse, gets the click from the left button when it's up, so when I finish clicking once, this is gonna be executed, or it's gonna be ran. Saving. Oh, my mother has just talked to me. Yay, hey mom. Okay, coming back here. Now it's updating the script with these changes. Play. So again, I don't know. Okay, this is, oh man, the answer was number 1. Oh man. Okay, so let's see. Nothing is working, so yay. Let's go back there. It turns out that the correct answer is 1. Okay. This whole process gave me a great idea. Okay, but I need to finish this one first. I gotta go back to the code. Okay. If choice is different than 1, this happens. Great. If choice is 1, pick 1, false, false, false. When pick true, Dorney, continue. Okay. Save. I'm talking to my mom, kind of like, I'm sorry. Alrighty, so it's already updated. Let's see. So I updated the code. If I press any button that is different from 1, this picture should be updated, and it's not working. Yeah, it's all messed up. Why? Oh, maybe I have to activate the event handler. Let's see. Oh, no. I'll have to put it in every option. Or should I create a new one? Can I create a new method? Let me. I created if something here. Okay, I'm getting confused because lots of ideas are running in my head and I'm not following my brain anymore. It should it should work. And I saw the documentation, so let's see again the documentation. Input get mouse button up and okay up. Returns true, la la la. You have to call this function in the update function. We are in the update function here. Void update. Maybe I have to put it in the beginning because there must be some kind of order or hierarchy. So yeah, I'm gonna put here on the top. Okay, so let me try to understand what I have done. If I click with the left button, this is going to happen. This means, where is it? Show random hint image. Okay. Dorny string images get component image sprite hint. Okay. So I need to take a look at the script manager here. I don't have any hint picture here. Oh, but this is the bottom panel. This is the thing that it should be changing, the string image, because I created these string images game objects, which means this object is like this thing here is the string image. Can you see here in the inspector? String image. I just put this picture here to hold, to reserve the place, like a place marker, placeholder. And then with the code I created, where is it again? This Dorny Quiz Manager, I access this game object, string images, and because I have, oh, now I found it. I'm sorry. See, that's great to be like talking aloud and reading your code and trying to interpret, understand what you did. These are some things that I created to put the images. So like, I guess I have three different images for hints. So the size here is 0. So I don't have any space to plug in the actual images. If I do this, now I have 3 elements, and it starts from 0 because in most programming languages, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, arrays starts counting from 0. So the first one is 0, the second one is 1, and so forth. So I just have to drag and drop the question pictures now. So I come down here in my project folder. I am in Explore, and then I have images. So handpick only one. What are the others here? Oh man, where are the other pictures? Explore, Bitmoji. Okay, the question panel from Building 21 is working, so I'm gonna check where the pictures are. Oh, Building 21 is using an older version of the script. I'll check if the PPL canvas is working here. Yes, it is. So I have populated these other panels like PPL question canvas here. I'm gonna deactivate Dorney real quick. So we just see the PPL panel. And here I put 3 different question images. This one with the magnifying lenses, this one with the blue question mark, and this one of me standing scratching the head. And I also have 3 hint images, like rolling my eyes, being winking, and whatever. Okay, I forgot about that. So, in order for Unity to be able to access these pictures from that piece of code from an array, you have to put the pictures in the resources folder. If your project doesn't have a resources folder yet, you need to create this folder so the code can access the pictures you are, asking it to collect and render. All right, so let's do it. I am going to. Can I copy it? No, I can't. I'm going to reactivate the Dorney panel. And here for question images, hint images, and correct images are 9. So hint images first. Hint 0, go here. Hint 1, here. Hint 2, here. Hints are done. Question image, 3 questions. I'm sorry, 3 images. So I don't know where they are. Oh, it's because I was working on that the last time I was developing, so I need to put the pictures here. I am going to get my Bitmoji question pictures, which is this one. The one scratching the head. And drag to the resources folder. But I'm missing another one. Oh, here. This is the question one, the magnifying glass. Lenses, whatever. Resources. So they are here now. Coming back to the question canvas Dorney manager in the Unity Inspector tab. I need to put these three pictures here. Question 0, question 1, question 2. It doesn't matter the name you have for questions, just like I had question 2, and question 3. But actually, this doesn't matter because this is just like a name, a label, an identifier for your picture or file. What does matter actually is here, the element numbers, the array. Remember? 1, 2, 3. Oh, Junior, but it starts with 0. I told you again. In arrays, most programming languages, arrays starts the count with 0. So 0 is 1, 2, 3. I wonder if my voice was being broadcast. My mother told me that she couldn't hear me. Hey, Mom, can you hear me now? That's the problem of beginners, like when you don't have a community or people watching you, it's hard to get feedback, so you don't know if things are going the way they are supposed to be. And I just found out that my audio icon on the YouTube live dashboard was mute. So maybe that was the case. And that's beautiful because I have been speaking to myself, trying to narrate what I have been doing for the past 1 hour and 10 minutes. I'll just check with my mom if she can hear me. Okay, how do I do to have OBS is telling me that my voice is being captured, but I don't know if people are being able to listen to me. Oh, okay, now I see. Uh, okay, I'll be right back here with you guys. Então, esse daí era o teste. Peraí, mas eu vou consertar isso agora. Não, é a mesma coisa. Não é piu-piu. Não é esse, tá errado. Amor, vê se você consegue chegar no fim do vídeo. Tem 1 minuto só. O vídeo todo. Peraí, deixa eu entrar no seu canal. Ah, eu não chequei o saúde do áudio